Hello everyone, Karen Ellis here from the Art House Studio, and I am so happy to be here bringing you a video that goes with my Canadian Scrapbooker, a Scrapbooker's Gift article that was in the spring issue 2013. This is all about how I created this braided, here we are, this is an upcycled t-shirt and a braided cord for this lovely necklace that our lovely model was wearing in the magazine. Ta-da! So it was created with something called a Kumihimo disc. It's such a fun word to say. Kumihimo. Kumihimo. It's from Dazzle It, which is a Doris product. And this is a template. It is a foam template that is so super easy to use. I am going to show you how to do it. But first, as I mentioned, it is all upcycled t-shirts, which is very cool for a project that you can do with the family for Earth Day. Just saying. So you need to get a stained shirt. And I say a stained shirt because you want to give whatever you can to Goodwill, right? So something that's stained because you really don't need to see it. This is a piece of t-shirt material that I have cut from the bottom of one of those said stained t-shirts. And see, I kept it all. It's still in that circle. Okay. And I'm just going to show you how to prep these strips so that they'll work in your Kumihimo braid. And so all you're going to do is cut off one of these seams so that you have one big long strip, and then pull, just stretch that t-shirt material, because by stretching it you are going to curl the t-shirt so that you don't have to finish any ends. So this really truly becomes a no-sew project. So you're just going to keep stretching, and curling, and this piece gets longer and longer and longer, as you can see. So for our braid, I need 4 strips of fabric, and I have them right here. I have 2 pieces of the dark blue, or the navy, and 2 pieces of a light blue, because I'm going to do a 2-tone braid for you today. So this would be perfect with jeans, actually. That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm going to put these together first, and by putting them together, I'm going to take all of those ends that are still joined from your t-shirt, and I am going to tie them together with another scrap piece also from the same t-shirt. There we go. Because this is going to be one end of my braid eventually. So there we are, one end done. And then I'm going to put it in my Kumihimo disc. Here we are, like so. Stick it in so it comes out the end. And then I'm going to, see how it says north, south, east, and west on your template? I'm going to get you put, let's put the light blue one in the north and south. There we go. Oh, for heaven's sake. Here we go. Actually, I think I want to do it 16 and 17. And the east and west will be the dark blue. And I am putting it, I don't know if you guys can see that. Here we go. I'm just taking my ends and placing them on like so. And my joined end is still in the middle. So there we are. First step done. And we'll go on to step 2. Okay, so I just adjusted my strands so that they're in the proper place. So it should be kind of going on either side of the north, south, east, and west marks, as so, okay? So, and you can also refer to your Kumihimo instructions that are included in all the packaging, that if you do get this, it'll be easy to follow. But here we are. I'm going to do it with you, okay? So we're going to take the strand that is on between the 32 and the number 1 over here, and we are going to place it down and in the hole between 14 and 15. Can you see that? Right here. Then we're going to take the strand that is on the 16 and 17, right between that, and we are going to put it between the 30 and the 31, like so. Then we are going to rotate it to the east, okay? And we're going to take the 8, 9 and put it down between the 22 and 23, and Move that up to the 8 and 9. There we go, like this. You see? Twisting. And we're just going to keep moving the disc around and place the strands opposite to the strands on the alternate side of the disc. Can you see that? So now I'm moving over here, and I'm going to go up. And every once in a while, you're going to get a tangle mess at the bottom, so just kind of pull your strands through. Make your life a whole lot easier in the end. It's almost like corking, right? If everyone did corking when they were a kid. It's essentially what it is. All right, so I think I need to switch it now over here. So I'm holding on to the bottom. I'm pulling it fairly tight because I wanted to have a tight braid. But I'm going to keep doing this, and then I will show you the end, what it's going to look like. Okay, so now I'm going to finish this off, and I don't know if you noticed, but I was playing a little bit with the tension of this Kumihimo. You'll see that I had it a little tight, and then I got a little loose, and then a little tight again, just to add some, I don't know, I'd call it dimension if I was painting, but just a little interest in the piece. So now I've got that together, I am going to just tie this off into knots. So I am going to take these two ends and tie them together, and I am going to take these two ends and tie them together like so. Oh, I don't want to get that. And I'm all set. Here's my braid. I didn't want it to be too big because I am going to be adding other beads and things for this for my necklace later, but this is a perfect braid so that I can put a pendant here later or do one of the fabric flowers like you saw in the magazine. Either way, it would work really, really well. So now I'm going to show you how you can cap these off and finish your piece. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to show you how to finish this off using two different products. The first is artistic wire. Now this is an 18 gauge wire. You can see that 18 gauge. That is available at most craft stores that I'm going to use to finish off the necklace here by wrapping it around and creating my own jump ring, as you will, on the center. The other is to use a Kumihimo finding. These are a product that are available through some craft stores. I do carry both products here in my studio. It's a Kumihimo findings kit. Which will end cap this with some clasp. You can see some clasp on the end as well. So I'm going to show you both ways to do it, starting with the artistic wire. So again, just take it out of your package. We don't need to use a whole lot of it, just a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire cutters and cut off, I don't know, maybe about 6 inches of wire. About 6 inches of wire. And I'm going to take my end. Now, because this was my starting point where I've got like a really messy end, I'm going to put my wire just below it. And with my fingers, I'm just going to loop this wire tightly around the T-shirt. Ha ha ha, I can't speak now. T-shirt. And if you need to, like I am going to, I have this little end that's kind of sticking up. I'm going to turn it into the fabric a little bit so that I don't hurt my fingers as I am rolling this. So I'm just kind of turning it in. Can you see that? Just turning it into the fabric. And then using this gauge wire, because it's 18 gauge, it is pliable. You can mold it around with your fingers. That's good. That's looking good and tight. Fabulous. You see? See if I can get that to, there you go, see? Wonderful. So now that I've got that nice and tight, I'm going to take my fabric scissors and cut. Haha, this is where you know if you got it right. I'm going to cut the end like so. Ugh. Okay, so that it can fray nicely. And I'm just going to kind of trim this around because depending on how your ends looked, you might want to trim it a bit, but that's okay. Give it a little haircut. Nothing, it's just fabric. Okay, like so. Now I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to make like a 45-degree notch at the top of this piece. And then in the center of where my t-shirt is, I'm going to notch it again so that the wire is coming straight up. See if you can see that. So it looks like it's coming up through the center, really. You see that? So this is where I'm going to make my jump ring, my little loop. So I don't need this whole big piece of wire, so I am going to cut this again. So I cut it here so that I have about an inch to work with for the wire. And I'm going to take, see if I can zoom in a little bit here for you. I'm going to take my pliers. Now, a round nose plier would work really nicely for this, but I don't have one here with me, so I'm just going to use these little pliers at the time. But all I'm going to do is kind of loop this around, back in towards the braid, and I'm going to kind of pinch it off at the bottom. So you see now I have a loop, and that's where I can attach a jump ring so that I can attach a chain to make this necklace work really beautifully. So that is the end number one, which I kind of like with the t-shirt. It's kind of decorative to have that little flourish out the side there. But I did say I was going to show you style number two, and that is with the Kumihimo finding kit. So when you're ready for this side, I'm just going to do it right on the end. I also have some quick grip glue. This is a product from Beacon. I like using this over E6000, which is a jewelry glue. But whichever fabric type glue that you have will work really nicely for this. I don't want to use my fabric scissors, so I'm just going to use my pliers to open this. Keep your fabric scissors for fabric, everyone. I don't know if you guys know that, but we don't want to dull our fabric scissors to use with paper or plastic. Okay, so you're going to come with two end caps. There's two jump rings and also a clasp here in this kit. So I want to make sure that I've got an end that is really twisted. So I really want to make sure that it fits right in this end cap. So I'm going to twist my braid so that it's really small here and get that ready to place. I'm going to put a little dab of the quick grip glue in the base of my finding, okay, and have that ready to go. Again, I'm twisting it so that I'm going with the grain of the braid, and I'll cut that end just like I did on the other side. But this time I'm going to kind of shove my ends right into this end cap, right into that glue, like so. Here we are. So that is a quick and easy way to hide all those beautiful ends of the t-shirt, the frayed t-shirt, to have a more polished looking necklace. So there's your two different types of ends. Of course, you can choose your favorite for whatever works for your project. So there you have it. There is the base for the necklace that I made. I'm just going to take my jump ring here and show you, just kind of feed it through the end cap and then feed the finding through and take my other, whoops, pliers. This is a finicky part that you probably can't even see very well on the camera, so I don't really want to play with it too much with you, but you know, gotta finish it. So I would love you to try to play around with some Kumihimo with your recycle projects. You could also use up some yarn. See, there you be. Also use up some yarn that's in your scrapbooking stash for and put it through the Kumihimo wire. Kumihimo disc. That's really fun. Different fibers that you can use. GIMP. What else can you use? Jute. But that might be a little itchy if you're using it as a wearable. But as a keychain, that would be really fun. There's something called rat tail, which is a satin. And it does come with the Kumihimo as a little bit of rat tail. It's like a satin cording. This is lovely for jewelry making. You can use all kinds of stuff. Hemp, anything that you have hanging around or at your craft store. It's fun. Play with it. Enjoy. And thank you so much for joining me on this Canadian Scrapbooker video, Kumihimo braiding for your upcycled t-shirts. All right. We'll see you again at the next issue. Have a creative week. And happy playing. Bye, everybody.